Hey everyone. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the name change because I'm pretty sure that I've had that as my name here on Facebook is Rob Michael for as long as I can remember. I've had Facebook since like 2006. So I've had it for a long time. And I already. It's funny. It's like nobody ever asks you. Well, I get it. I got it every once in a while, but a lot of times people wouldn't ask me. Like nobody ever asked me what the E stood for. But as soon as you take the E away, then all of a sudden everyone's asking you stuff. So I wanted to put this video out there, kind of help people understand a little bit about my past, and maybe that'll also help you understand why I'm so passionate about now and my future and your future and everybody else's, like why I'm so passionate about people living the life they deserve to live. And that's because for a while I wasn't living the life I deserved to live, and it sucks. Like it sucks. It sucks when you know that you could be doing something and you just don't. And a lot of times it's what you put into your head, and it's what you put into your body. It's how you live every day. And so I guess the long story short, when I was in college and I went to Whitewater and I was a theater design major in Whitewater, and I don't know if you have ever met any theater majors in college, but we liked to party. Hey you guys, as you're hopping on, I really appreciate it if you drop a live, hashtag replay. Let me know where you're watching from, how your day is going. It's beautifully sunny here today, but I really appreciate it. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because sometimes Facebook just gets weird and you can't hear stuff. So I really want this video to get out there because it's something that I thought about for a long time. It's weird how changing your name, your profile name on Facebook can be so anxiety driven and scary or whatever. But in reality, when I was in college, I went to Whitewater as a theater design major, and we had this one kind of older girl. She was a couple of years older. That's like a senior when we were all freshmen. She was, really popular in this school or whatever. And hey Rachel, I see you on here. Rachel knew Callie Johnson, I'm sure. But she was really friendly. She was really fun. Some people got annoyed by her, I guess, but whatever. She would call everyone so. Chris E. Chris, Joe E. Joe, Frank E. Frank, Rob E. Rob, right? So I was Robbie Rob, and as a freshman and just a small, short, chubby, kind of not very outgoing person, I took Robbie Rob to heart. And Robbie Rob, and then eventually E-Rob was almost like my alter ego. And I know, and I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with drinking issues or drug issues or anything like that. But a lot of times when you have an addiction or an issue like that, that issue is developed and that issue comes upon you because you're trying to be somebody different. You don't appreciate, you don't like the person that you are, so you try to be somebody different. And for me, drinking was one of the big things. Drinking was one of those things that I would use to become this other person. And this other person was E-Rob. And E-Rob was fun, and E-Rob was funny, and E-Rob would do stupid stuff, and everybody loved E-Rob, but people didn't really like Rob as much, And so if E-Rob is the person everyone loves, and you just want to be liked, what are you going to do? You're going to continue to be that person. So little by little, that Robbie Rob persona kind of defined who I was, right? And then I went to music festivals. I started meeting some of my Cosmic Railroad family, and I introduced myself as E-Rob. It was just kind of that thing in the mid 2000s, especially with the internet starting to blow up and everyone being so worried about privacy. And now, at this point, I don't care. I want people to know my name. I want people to know my name and remember my name, because they're going to remember it when they're hearing it later on in life too. And I want to make sure that my name is recognizable and consistent throughout people. But E-Rob ended when I started to become the person I am now. E-Rob ended about 2 years ago, or even a year or so ago, I guess, when I stopped drinking whiskey. E-Rob ended when I stopped being worried about people thinking who Rob was. E-Rob ended when I merged the personality traits that I liked from E-Rob. The personality traits that I liked to when I was being fun and people were liking me and stuff like that. And I combined that with who I wanted to be always. And I've always wanted to be somebody who helped people. I always wanted to be somebody who assisted in people's lives. And I knew that because you would see things, there would be somebody who would harm you. And a lot of times when they would harm you, you would also you would feel bad for them. And I don't think everyone does that. It's just something that I did. And so I always kind of had this love, this care for other people. And when I was E-Rob and I was drunk and I was happy and I was fun, I was making people smile, that was great. But the problem was, that was the only time that I really felt that I was doing things that I wanted to do. All the other times I was letting my depression, my anxiety, my alcoholism, my everything, my brain, which it all stems from that addiction, depression, anxiety. It all stems from the way that you think, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. And so my whole objective today, and I've talked about this, I even talked to Alyssa about it a while ago, and a couple of weeks ago, I finally just started to make these changes because I think that they really needed to show me that that's how I want to be. I don't want to have to rely on other things. I don't want to rely on drugs. I don't want to rely on alcohol. I want to just take in premium nutrition, take in good quality, like I just finished eating a salad, I was never that kind of person. And so I felt like maybe making this change and dropping the E-Rob and going to Rob Kulpa and leaving it just be nice in my professional name, that's going to help push me further. And that's going to help me see that I have made that full change. That E-Rob is no longer there. I don't need to worry about having that second persona. That second persona has now merged with who I want to be. And it's like an amazing feeling, you all. So that's why I had to make a video about this, because I really wanted to clarify and explain, because people always ask me, where did E-Rob come from? Well, there was a nickname from college. And so when I was in college and I was drinking and I learned how to be such a good alcoholic, that's, that it kind of was always that symbol. And so when I would see my own Facebook profile, when I would have people call me, and then it really clicked today when I was watching one of my leaders speak with one of our leaders, and with somebody that I really, really, really look up to, right? And it was on a live video on Facebook, and I made a comment, and that person responded to that comment, but she saw E-Rob Michael, what the hell is that supposed to mean? So she didn't even say my name. And it's not that I cared I don't care if she said my name or not. I'm happy that she saw the comments and responded to it. But it made me realize how weird my name here on Facebook was, and it made me just want to take that final step to just really solidify that I got rid of that other person. I got rid of that E-Rob. E-Rob is no longer around. All the best parts of E-Rob are a part of Rob Kulpa, the multipreneur, the business owner, the thriver, the super happy, friendly, positive person that I've always wanted to be. I took those parts and I put those in, and the parts of E-Rob that had to be there to make him be him, I got rid of. And yeah, I still drink some beer when I go out for Pool League, but I don't drink every day anymore. I don't drink hard alcohol really anymore. I don't drink any whiskey anymore. And those were the things that really made E-Rob shine, I guess. And now it's amazing because I can look in the mirror and all of those parts that I loved about E-Rob are now a part of me, Rob Kulpa. And I don't need to be E-Rob anymore. So I'll always have E-Rob. I'll always respond to E-Rob. My buddy Brian's like, who are you anymore? Well, I get that, And yeah, Kaylee, my cousin on here, said that my other cousin, Nikki, is that I'll always be Robbie. And I know. I know that those names will stay with people. But for me, it was so important to make that realization that E-Rob was the person who needed alcohol to be that way. E-Rob was the person who needed Adderall or needed something, needed anything to push him to outside of his brain. And that person is gone. I don't need that anymore. I just take my 3 steps, my vitamins, and if Thrive wasn't around, I would find some other premium vitamins. I would make sure I source the best stuff, but nutrition, working with my body, finding health, drinking bottles of water every day. Stuff like that. That's what's helped make those changes, and that's what you're supposed to do. Those are the things that your body has made. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, your body was built to take these certain things in and do that for you already. And I don't need the alcohol. I don't need Adderall. I don't need drugs to be able to do that anymore. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of an overwhelming feeling. If I was more of a crier, I'd probably be crying because the more I think about it, the more I'm like really proud of myself, and that's one thing I never would be. Like the Rob before, the only person who would ever be proud of himself was E-Rob. Rob was never proud of himself. Rob was always down on himself. But E-Rob was proud of himself. And I've merged that now. And that's the cool part. Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you. All set. $9.75. Both of those in each other box, please. And then those are all due back on Thursday. There you go.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem. Have a good day, guys. You just never know, and I'm not going to really try and talk through it because I don't want to throw people off or really make my customers feel too awkward. So I appreciate you guys who stuck through that. But really, that's what it comes down to, you all, is confidence. And E-Rob was a confident person. Rob was never a confident person. And I noticed today and through just a bunch of stuff, it just seemed like God was telling me today was the day to really push through and make the change that I wanted to make. I've talked to Alyssa about it before multiple times. And, I was worried that it would throw people off on here and stuff, but in reality, I don't care. You know, what I care more is that the people who need to find me, who need help, can find me easier now because I've took that off. And also, like I said, that E-Rob was a person that I don't need anymore, and that's the beautiful thing about it. E-Rob was a drunk. E-Rob was only fun when he was drunk, you know, and that I don't ever have to worry about anymore because I'm a fun dude without even drinking. I'm more fun when I'm drunk, I'm not gonna lie. But what's awesome is that I'm confident and way more and I'm fun even without it. And that was one thing that I never thought I'd be able to say. I never thought I'd be able to say that openly. I never thought I'd be able to say that on a live. I never thought I'd be able to say that to my wife. I never thought anything. And now I'm just so much more confident in myself that I know I can be a good person, I can be a fun person, I can be a helpful person, and I don't need anything to do that. So it's pretty awesome. I love it, and I wanted to just come on and tell you all about it because everyone was sending me messages and asking me or commenting on the post and asking me, what happened to E-Rob? Well, nothing happened to E-Rob. All the best parts of E-Rob are right here as Rob Culpa. And all the worst parts of E-Rob, I'm slowly getting rid of, little by little. Never going to be gone for sure, but hey, that's what keeps us human. Love you all. Have a good rest of your day.